on.
We're getting into step.
Move those feet.
We're getting into step.
Come on, y'all.
To win our freedom.
Yeah.
Too many years we've been divided, and now's the time to unify. We're getting into step to win our freedom.
Come on, y'all. Let me see you move. We're getting
Into step. We're getting into step. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Too many years we've been divided, and now's the time to unify. We're getting into step to win our freedom. So we have a new verse that was just written on our way here. Voting rights are what we need.
Come on. Voting rights.
We deserve our dignity.
We deserve our dignity. Come on.
Voting rights are what we need.
Voting rights are what we need.
We deserve our dignity.
We deserve our dignity.
Voting rights are what we need.
Voting rights are what we need.
We deserve our dignity.
We deserve our dignity.
So we're getting into step. We're getting into step. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Voting rights. Voting rights are what we need. We deserve our dignity. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Okay, now we're going to sing. We're going to think about the labor struggles happening all over this nation. Let those who labor hold the reins.
Come on.
The time is now to break our chains.
That's it.
Let's say that. Here we go. Let those who labor hold the reins.
Those who labor hold the reins.
The time is now to break our chains.
The time is now to break our chains.
Let those who labor hold the reins.
Let those who labor hold the reins.
The time is now to break our chains.
The time is now to break our chains.
We're getting into step. We're getting into step. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Let those who labor hold the reins. The time is now to break our chains. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Let those who labor hold the reins. The time is now to break our chains. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Last time, here we go. Oh, we're getting into step. We're getting into step. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Too many years we've been divided. Now it's time to unify. We're getting into step to win our freedom. Oh, we're getting into step to win our freedom.
Yes, yes, yes. Our sister Pauline has set the framework and the grounding for why we're here. We're getting into step. We're mobilizing, organizing, registering, educating, and doing more. We're going to take ourselves back, all the way back to one of those songs that grounded us in the Poor People's Campaign of 1968 and before. Song simply said, ain't going to let nobody turn me around. We're going to keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. Help me sing this one, y'all. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. Oh, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. Ain't gonna let no filibuster, ain't gonna let no filibuster turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let the filibuster turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom. Do me a favor, hey, hold that clap down, hold the clap, hold the clap. Now you got a sister in the front here who stood up for this number here. She got some soul in her feet. If you got enough movement in your feet, I need you to get up. If you can show some sign, you don't have to do anything more than just move your hands. All you got to do is show some sign if you know you are here today for justice, for truth, for freedom, for love. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Oh, turn me around. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up. We're going down to Congress. Ain't gonna let no Congress turn me around. Turn me, come on, move your feet. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Congress turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. One more, last one, one more. Ain't gonna let no poverty turn me around, turn me around, ain't gonna let no poverty turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. Keep on walking, keep on talking. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. One more time. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. Somebody shout freedom. Somebody shout freedom. Lift your hands and say freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We gotta let them know why we're here. Where are my West Virginia folks? Where are my West Virginia folks? There's a song we've been singing with our folks in West Virginia that calls out our members of Congress and says, which side are you really on?
Watch out.
Which side, as Reverend Barber said to us this morning, are we going to say that we're going to accept a crumb and claim we have the loaf? We're going to demand what we know is needed and what is necessary. So today we're out here, we're saying, which side are you on? Which side are you on? I need you to help me sing this out nice and loud today. We got some new lyrics. I'm just going to pull them up a little bit here.
Calm down.
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Come all you good people, the poor, the whole world round. Oh, how a fusion movement has come in here to dwell. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? You got it. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? They're reaping the profits. They fill our heads with lies. These corporate profiteers don't care if we live or die. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? One more. Which side? You gotta say it loud. Which side are you on? We're on the people's side. Which side are you on now?
Which side are you on?
Oh, listen up in Congress. Democracy's all right. This filibuster's got to go, and we're here to stand and fight. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? We're on the people's side.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I need that people's side. Nice and loud, y'all. We're on the people's side.
On now, which side are you on?
People, not profits, we're fighting for our lives. 15 now is what we need, and we're here to organize. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now?
Which side are you on?
Y'all?
The people's side.
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now?
Which side are you on?
Don't stand for their excuses. Don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize.
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on?
Which side?
Which side are you on now? Which side are you
We're on
on?
the people's side.
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now?
Which side are you on?
Oh, come all you good people, the poor, the whole world round. Don't you hear the jubilee? Oh, what a mighty sound. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now?
Which side are you on?
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on?
Which side are you on? Which side
Tubman was a freedom fighter. She taught me how to fight.
yeah.
We're gonna fight all day and night until we get it right. Oh,
Which side are you on, the people?
Which side are you on?
We're on the people's side.
Are you on?
Which side are you on?
Say it again.
Which side are you on, my people?
Which side are you on?
We're on the people's side.
Are you on now? Which side are you on? Listen, I said a Bishop Barber is a freedom fighter. He's teaching me how to fight.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to fight all day and night until we get it right. Oh,
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, my people?
Which side are you on? Say
We're
it
on the
again.
people's
Which
side.
side are you on now?
Which side are you on? We're on the people's side.
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? I said a Reverend Liz is a freedom fighter. She's teaching me how to fight.
yeah.
And we're going to fight all day and night until we get it. Oh, which side are you on now?
Which side are you on? We're on the people's side.
Which side are you on
My
now?
people, which side are you on?
Say it again.
Which side are you on?
Keep saying it.
Which side are you on?
We gotta ask them which side.
are you on?
Gotta
My
ask
people,
them.
which side are you on?
Say it again.
Which side are you on? My people,
Which side are you on?
we're on the people's
Which side
side.
are you
My
on now?
people, which side are you on?
Say it again.
Which side are you on, my people?
Which side are you on?
My people, which side are you on?
Which
side are
Don't
you
lose it, don't lose it, huh? Dr. King was a freedom fighter. He taught me how to fight.
yeah.
And we're going to fight all day and night until we get it right. Oh, which side are you on now? Which side are you on?
We're on the people's
Side
side.
are you on now?
Which side are you on?
Say it again.
Which side are you on?
Which side are you
We're on the
on?
people's
Which side
side.
are you on now?
Which side are you on?
I said John Lewis was a freedom fighter. He taught me how to fight.
yeah.
And we're going to fight all day and night until we get it right. Oh, which side are you on now?
Which side are you on?
Which side are you on,
people?
Which side are you on? Say it again. Which side are you on now? Which side are you
We're
on?
on the people's side.
side
are you on?
Keep saying it.
Which side are you on?
Say it again. Which side are you on? Which
side are you on?
You gotta keep saying it. Which side? You gotta keep asking them. You gotta keep asking them. You gotta keep asking them. Come on. You gotta keep asking them. You gotta keep asking them. Come on. You gotta keep asking them. Come on. You gotta keep asking them. Come on. You gotta keep asking them. You gotta keep asking them. You gotta keep asking them. You gotta keep asking them.
I need a mic.
You gotta keep asking them. I said, gotta keep asking them.
I'm good.
I
Testing,
said,
testing.
ooh,
Come on in, some from the side.
Which side are you on?
All right. It's good to be here today.
Are you on?
Not too far. Just kind of bend the arc. Just bend it, bend it. Bend it. So it's like a circle. And bend this side in. Turn this mic up some, sir. Turn it up. Bring it up. Bring it all the way up. There we go. Which side are you on? Somebody say forward together. Not one step back. I need you to bring this all the way up. Bring it up. I'll modulate. You just bring it up. Tomorrow, Monday, in Washington, D.C. First of all, I want to welcome all of our partners who've come today. All the various partners. Can you just shout out your organization? Other than TFAM, who else? UUSJ, who else? Black on Black Crime, who else? They knew, who else? SEIU. 1198, what's that? 1199, okay. And? All right, anyone else? Sunrise. Sunrise, repairs of the breach. Testing, testing. Brother, I don't know what your mic is, but something ain't right. Y'all know how I am about mics now. Rob, go over there and get it fixed. All of the people that have come down that are going to be speaking today, just wave your hand or raise up your placard. Just raise it up. Good, good, good. This is serious business, y'all. And I want to open today in a very, very serious way, almost a somber way. James chapter 5. Now listen, you rich people. Weep and wail because of the misery. Give me the other mic. But I can't hear me. Doesn't have the right muffler on. I can't have here. So I have to hear me, and they know that. They're supposed to have a monitor here so I can hear myself. We all know our own disabilities. All right. Hold that for me. Not that difficult. Thank you. Now I can hear myself. Now listen, you rich people. Weep and wail because of the misery that is coming on you. Your wealth has rotted, and moths have taken your clothes. Your gold and silver are corroded. Folk don't think stuff like this is in the Bible. Their corrosion will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire. You have hoarded wealth in the last days. Look, the wages you failed to pay the workers who mowed your fields are crying out against you. The cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord Almighty. And you have lived on the earth in luxury and in self-indulgence. You have fattened yourselves in the day of slaughter. You have condemned, you have murdered the innocent people, and they were not even opposing you. Why are we having this day, the same day that they're signing the infrastructure bill, of which only $500 billion is new money? And of which, while it is something important that we even fought for, it does not fully deal with the issues, particularly in poor and low wealth communities. And why is it that we will not stop with just infrastructure for our bridges and technology and roads and leave undone, Liz, the bridges for our society and our personal lives, which are health care and education and wages? Or the infrastructure of our democracy, which is voting rights. Now, we were told during the impeachment hearing that the Congress could do more than one thing at one time. Why all of a sudden can they only do one thing at one time? You notice that nobody's talking about voting rights. Nobody's talking about either one, the For the People's Act or talking about the Voting Rights Advancement Act. No one's talking about reparations. No one's talking about the infrastructure except all the ways, the infrastructure for our personal lives, except all the ways they can't do it. We have a crisis of democracy, civilization, and possibility. And the truth is, I think, and I think you think, the only thing that's going to save America is this moral revival. That's right. Because the question is America, even in the midst of a pandemic, going to continue to give and give and give to the billionaires? Or are we going to lift up the poor and low-wage Americans from the bottom? Are we going to ensure living wages for workers, or are we going to ensure more wealthy for the greedy? Are we going to ensure education for our children, or are we going to insure billionaires or insulate billionaires from tax cuts? Are we going to provide paid sick leave and pay home health care workers properly, Or are we going to push policies that will create more money for fewer people and say to hell with the rest of the nation? Are politicians going to vote to uplift the whole society and vote to guarantee full access to the ballot? Or are we going to hide behind a coward filibuster that even Strom Thurmond wouldn't use and allow voter suppression to go unchecked? Are we going to fight for the soul of the nation and the democracy, or are we going to let the love of money, that is the root of all evil, rather than love for the people, be our guiding principle? Are we going to pass infrastructure for roads, pipes, and bridges and technology, while at the same time leave the infrastructure of our daily lives, healthcare, education, woefully underfunded? Because, my brothers, those are the moral questions. That's what's at stake, Sharon. First, we ought to be talking about $10 trillion. Let's get that straight. That's the first problem. We ought not even be talking about just 1 trillion or 3 children. Then we went from 10 trillion to 6 trillion, then from 6 trillion to 3 trillion, and then from 3 trillion to 1.5 trillion, and we negotiated with somebody that never said what they would vote for. Now, I'm from the country, but I got better sense than that. If I'm going to negotiate with you, you at least have to have a floor. $1 trillion out of our annual, you know what the annual GDP, gross domestic product, is? $21 trillion. So $1 trillion isn't but 5% of what is output every year. But we also spent $21 trillion for war and the militarization of our borders since 9/11. And this same Congress has already agreed to spend $7 trillion over the next 10 years for the war economy again. And we are finding resistance to just put $150 billion a year toward the people. This is what I mean by a crisis of democracy, of possibility and democracy. And you think about when we're doing this. We're doing this in a time when millions of people have lost their jobs, did lose them during COVID. Over 50 million people have gotten sick, and over 760 have died. Now, we already know going into COVID, there were 140 million poor and low-wealth people, 250,000 dying a year. But after millions have lost their jobs, and 50 million have gotten sick, and 760,000 have died, and America still has a heart problem, after all of that, you still have more than 50% of the Senate that doesn't want to do anything. That is a crisis of democracy, a possibility of civilization. And so here we are. And the problem is, Liz, and you know it, most of the politicians, and they ain't all Republicans either, and they ain't all white either. I've heard some strange things out of some black mouths lately, even with 60% of black people living in poverty. The problem is, too many of them are trying to please the billionaires. That's the first question when they go in the room. How do we please the billionaires and make sure that they get some more? And that's what they mean by cost. They're not talking about how much does it cost you or me, or how much does it cost not to do this. You got it. They're talking about how much does it cost the greedy to have to just be treated fair. Well, let me tell you something about cost. The Economic Policy Institute said that if America does not address what's happening with a visionary and social economic policy, the health and well-being of the nation is at stake. Is Shally here? Am I right, Shally? Now that's economists talking like that. They said if something doesn't happen, they said what we need is long-term economic policy that's rooted in justice and not begrudging benevolence. Justice. Now here's the real cost. Billionaires made $2.1 trillion the first 19 months of COVID. That's 60% of what the 3.5 million Build Back Better would have cost. And if the Congress and the president can't even get this step done, this is just a step, then how in the world can we really take the journey that needs to be taken to really have justice in America? You want to talk about cost? Here's some costs. Child poverty costs us $1 trillion a year. Somebody shout, that's some cost for you. Unstable housing among families with children cost the United States $111 billion in avoidable health and special education costs over the next 10 years. Somebody shout, that's some cost for you. Public assistance programs spend $153 billion a year as a direct result of low wages. In other words, if we didn't have low wages, then they wouldn't have to subsidize communities. Mass incarceration costs $179 billion a year. The gap between wages based on gender and race cost workers $2.6 trillion a year in lost earnings. Our immigration system costs $123 billion in lost contributions. Our current healthcare system costs individuals $1.69 trillion on private insurance and out-of-pocket expenses. This is what we ought to be talking about in America. Inaction on climate change will eventually cost us $3 trillion every year. Our government lost $1.3 trillion by lowering the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21% in 2017. Raising the living wage from $7.25 to $15 an hour would put $328 billion into the hands of families and households. So not raising to a $15 cost us $328 billion a year. $1 billion in food stamps creates $1.70 billion in economic growth. Every $1 invested in early childhood education leads to $7.30 in savings. Universal health care would save our economy $278 billion. Investing $1 million in clean energy, education, and health care would create more jobs. More jobs. These are the costs. If we don't expand the child tax credit, 35 million households will be hurt. If we don't expand the earned income tax credit, 17 million low-wage workers without children will be hurt. If we don't provide universal PK 3- and 4-year-olds, 6 million children and their families will be hurt. If we don't close the Medicaid coverage gap, 4 million uninsured people will be left out. If we don't raise the wages for home health care workers, 28% of those workers that are black and 23% are Latino will not benefit. And my friend, when you break these numbers down by race and by gender and by geography, they get even worse. The cost is too high. The problem is we're not talking about these costs. The only cost they're talking about is how much will it cost the billionaires. And James has one admonition to a country that would rather lean in to the greedy and not care for those who are the poor. And James, the brother of Jesus, he thought Jesus was crazy when Jesus was alive. And then Jesus died, and he said, wait a minute, my brother made sense. My brother made sense when he said that you ought to care for the least of these. And so James was mad because he didn't get it when his brother was alive. He only got it when he was dead, but when he got it, he got it. And when he got it, he said to the nation, when a nation is greedy, when the love of money is more important than the love of people, he said there's only one word that nation needs to hear. Whoa! Whoa. W-O-E. It means stop. It means you're headed to a cursing. You're headed toward destruction. You're on your way down. And it might not seem like it because you're riding high right now. But whoa! Oh. That's why we got to keep doing these rallies. I don't know if they're going to listen. They will eventually. But for right now, it's our responsibility to say, whoa. It's our responsibility not to be quiet. It's one thing when somebody kicks you and you don't say anything. Another thing when they kick you and you say, whoa! We have to warn this nation. And we got to warn Brother Manchin. You know how crazy it is to believe there's a God? And you get up in a state that's 49th in the nation in medium income, and you get up in a state that's 50th dead last in life expectancy, and then you use your power to block health care, and then you want to claim that you're a person of faith? Whoa, Senator. Whoa. It gives me no joy to say this, but whoa. Gives me no joy to warn you, but whoa. America, you better get this straight. Your economic systems will never function right till you do right by the poor and the least of these. I never feel like Miss Seeley. Y'all know what Miss Seeley told me. Huh? What she say? Till you do right. Till you do right. By me, by us. Till you do right. By the poor and low wealth of this country. America, until you do right. Your nation will be always unsteady. Oh, you'll only be able to go so far and then it'll fall right back down. So we are here as a Poor People's Campaign first and foremost because you can have no revival where somebody doesn't call people to repentance. Revival never begins with praise music. Revival never begins with celebration. Revival never begins with everybody being happy. Revival begins with a call to repentance. And every time we are here, every time we do moral civil disobedience, and today it's the people, you all have been hurt and continue to be hurt because we're all hurt. But we keep calling this nation to repentance because woe unto you. And James said it, and I'm going, James said, let me have that case. James said, when you do this kind of stuff, it's proof that there's a cancer. Literally a cancer in your society. And I know 6 of them, different forms of cancer. There's cancer that keeps America from doing right. Systemic racism is a cancer. Systemic poverty created by all these is a cancer. Denial of health care is a cancer. Ecological devastation is a cancer. Underfunding, defunding your children's education, that's a cancer. The war economy, where you're more interested in war than people living, that's a cancer. And this false moral narrative of religious nationalism is a cancer in the body politics. Somebody better either cut it out, treat it, or build a whole new body, a whole new society. But somebody first has to say, whoa. Stuart Acuff, West Virginia PPC. Think Kate Northup, the Montana PPC, am I right about it? Is that Cat? I'm sorry. Are coming at this time. Impacted. Then Reverend Dr. Liz is going to take it from there, bring on our clergy, and then we're going to do our action for today. No joy telling a nation woe, but we must do it.
My name is Stuart Acuff. I come from Jefferson County, West Virginia, with a simple question for Joe Manchin. It's a question that has rung through the mountains, the hills, and the hollers of Appalachia for now 90 years. A question written in a song in 1933 during a coal miners' strike in Appalachia. Joe Manchin, which side are you on? Joe Manchin, which side are you on? Joe Manchin, which side are you on? I'm here to bear witness that for 40 years, wages for average workers have been flat and stagnant. I'm here to bear witness to the fact that we've experimented for 40 years with trickle-down economics, and it doesn't work.
That's right.
Trickle down is tinkle down. Feed the mules so the sparrows can eat. And we're done with that.
That's right.
This people's infrastructure legislation is simply the first step towards turning our country around. We're here for unity, but not across the aisle false unity. We're here for a united people in America, workers and seniors and children, so that we all share in the prosperity of this country. We're here for home care workers who keep our folks out of institutions and nursing homes. Save money for our country. Home care workers ought to make a living wage. We're here to clean up the detritus that coal colonialists have left us all over Appalachia, and to say, let coal miners clean up that mess that corporations left us. We're here for a single mother right now in my hometown who went to work this morning at Sheetz or at 7-Eleven, worked a 7-hour day, got her a little supper, didn't see her kids after school, and then went to clean office buildings that night. She puts in a 10 or 12-hour day with no benefits, no benefits, no health care for her children, and no health care for her children. No way to see a light of hope. Nothing but work and hardship and low wages. We are here to change that, to lift our folks up, and we are here.
That's right.
to follow the admonition, the first admonition God gave us in Genesis, and that is to be stewards of creation, to save this planet, to save the climate, and to save our people. Joe Manchin, which side are you on?
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
Bishop.
sir.
Thank you, Bishop.
Yes, sir. Dad.
And I'm here today because we are the people. This is our nation.
That's right.
It falls on our backs, carried by our feet, and we deserve better. Our nation has failed our community. It has failed our homes, our sisters, brothers. It has failed our elders. And how dare they allow this to happen to those who came before us?
That's
How
right.
dare they allow this to happen to our children? I'm here because I work 2 jobs, 7 days a week, and I have for 3 years, 4 years to support my family. And my stepdaughter can't even be on my insurance because I can't afford it.
Jesus, Jesus.
And I've had it.
That ain't right.
We as a community deserve better. And we as a community, as a nation. This is us. And they must listen because we are done standing for it. And they will not stand before us.
Yeah.
Silence.
Say no more silence. No more silence. By a show of hand or raise of placards, how many of you, regardless of what they do, are going to help us mobilize June 18, 2022 in the most massive way this country has ever seen? Not as a day, but as a declaration. I made a mistake, and so I want to correct. I want to ask John Wessel McCoy of Phoenix with the Phoenix, and then Ed Brown with Sunrise. And then I want us to have a special person to say something to us, Reverend Paul A. Dunn. They're coming at this time together. Gene, I'm going to ask you when we get over to the action if you're going to participate. And then Reverend Liz is going to bring up some of the clergy, and she may ask some of you also when we get over because we don't want to wait too long. But John, would you come, and then Ed, come on up together, and Reverend Paul Dunn.
Hello, everybody. I've come here on this Moral Monday, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm joining my voice with my sisters and my brothers who are part of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. I've come to demand a full Build Back Better plan. I'm part of this 140 million poor and low-income people struggling to live our lives with dignity. We're the growing numbers. Our numbers are growing. Those who are abandoned in the midst of abundance. I come here as a father of three amazing children who are facing a very uncertain future. I'm here to do the work of uniting the poor and the dispossessed across the lines that have divided us. I've traveled more than 2,000 miles to be here to say that our ranks are growing.
Yeah.
Those of us here in Arizona who are in dire straits, trying to pay rent, trying to get decent health care, trying to find employment that doesn't pay poverty wages. And we see these elected officials, and I know one in particular I've got in mind here that's fiddling while Rome is burning. They're fiddling, they're hiding behind parliamentary smoke screens, and they're making bad faith economic arguments to justify doing nothing but enriching their wealthy benefactors. We need to fund universal pre-K. We need families like mine need that child tax credit. The college students my wife works with, they need that earned income tax credit. This is what Arizona needs, and it's not what we voted for. We're under attack in terms of our voting rights. Democracy is under attack in Arizona, just like all over this country. And finally, I just want to say that I'm here in solidarity with the Apache Stronghold.
That's right.
in defense of Oak Flat. You know, much has been said about desecrating sacred ground or something here this year across the street. Let's talk about what sacred ground is. Let's talk about who's sacred. Let's talk about the poor and dispossessed and their lands. Oak Flat is under threat of being desecrated. That's holy ground.
That's holy ground.
And our people, we are the holy people. They may be elected, but we are elect.
That's right.
We are elect.
right.
Forward together.
Not one step back. Ed, where's Ed? Ed. Hey, Ed.
Let me be here. Hey, y'all. My name's Ed. Thank you. And I'm from the Sunrise Movement. We're a youth-led movement to win the Green New Deal, reverse climate change, create millions of good jobs in the process. And it's really good to be here where all of y'all are coming from, Arizona. That's amazing, West Virginia. I'm from Philly. I only had to take a train to get here. And I want to share a story with you. Transit for all, that's right. In Philly, we have this beautiful river. In the summer, the sun glistens off of it. It's called the Schuylkill River, and I love riding my bike on the trail of that river. Even at night, when I can feel the cool wind on my face, but the temperature is hot because it's summer. And when I'm riding my bike, it's lit. There are splotches of light on the trail from these 20-foot tall light posts. And this summer, Hurricane Ida came to Philly, came to the Northeast.
Came to Philly.
Came to Philly.
Yes, sir.
And the floods were so high that you could only see the tops of those light posts. And in Philly, we have a highway that's in the ground. And there are bridges that go over, you can walk across. And the floods were so high that if there were cars on the road, they would have floated all the way to the top. And when I saw those images, when I saw the floods, I realized that I was being blocked from riding my bike. And the people who wanted to use that highway to go see their families, they were blocked from seeing their families. And my friend Mark was blocked from living in his home. From living in his home. And I laid in my bed, and I couldn't help but think about our house. And I couldn't help but think about what else I might be blocked from. Would I be blocked from moving across the country? Would I be blocked from raising a family? And so I booked a ticket to DC last month to join the hunger strikers who were demanding that Biden pull through on his promises, that we decrease the amount of carbon by half by 2030, what he promised. And I helped set up tents so that they had shade, and I helped bring out sleeping bags so that I had a place to rest, puffy sleeping bags. And people came up with smiles and thanked us for what we were doing. And I couldn't help but think about our house. The house that we built together, that we chopped down the trees, that we built the foundation, and that we made beautiful art to put on the walls. Pink, green, yellow, so we could look at what we had built together. And I thought about the fossil fuel billionaires who poured gasoline on that house. And I thought about the fossil fuel lobbyists with fake smiles and suits and ties and gel in their hair. And I thought about the match that they lit and they passed back to the fossil fuel billionaire CEO, and that CEO threw on our house. And I was reminded of what it felt like to smell the smoke and to see those first few orange flames before black smoke started filling our house. And we had to stop and we had to drop so that we wouldn't die from carbon dioxide poisoning. And when we saw those first few flames, we ran to the front door to escape, but as soon as we got there, they locked the door. We ran to the back door. As soon as we got there, they locked it. We ran to the windows. We ran to the windows, and they boarded them up. They took us out of the political process. And we didn't have the key. But in 2020, in this past election, presidential election, we found the key. We put our fists in the air, we paid attention to politics, and we found the key. We realized we all have things in common. We all have the same values. We all want food on the table. We all want a roof over our heads. We had the key.
We have the key. All right, give it up. We have the key. Not bombs.
And we opened the door. And we were so happy because we ran outside, we called the fire department, and they came with their trucks.
And let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You believe we all have keys, right?
We all have keys.
We got another key that needs to talk.
Another key that needs to talk.
Yeah, he's got to get up too.
Okay.
Because it's all one movement. So if you would let him come up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah!
Brother Dunn. It's important that we understand, because they want us to be in separate movements. You know, they want us to fight over here and fight over there. But it's all, as my brother, that young brother just said, we're all connected. Is Reverend Dunn still here? Where is he? Behind? Come on, brother. There he is. This is a powerful story.
Today in our nation's capital, standing in front of the highest court in the land, I can only use my few minutes to set the record straight. You see, I'm the preacher who supported Joe Manchin in Charleston, West Virginia, the downtown church. Over 2 decades I've known him. And I'm the preacher who supported him in a way of even commercials that aired.
Wait. No.
They aired.
No, I'm talking. No.
They aired, and I concluded at the end of the commercial that Joe was the type of leadership that West Virginia needed. But then, Senator Manchin, I have to stand before people today to say I looked into the eyes of the people who attend my church.
Wow.
See, you call them voters, but I call them members.
That's it, though.
You call them voters, but I call them congregants. You call them voters, but I call them family and friends. And I had to answer the questions, and I had to boggle and grapple with the issue that they said, you said that giving them anything in the state of West Virginia would cause them to have an entitlement mentality.
Jesus.
I got a question, who's doing the entitlement?
Yes, sir.
I'm just here to remind you, Joe, that the constituents of West Virginia are the ostracized, the parenthesized, the marginalized, the kicked to the curb, the least, the lost, the left out, and the looked over.
Yes, sir.
I need you to think about them, Joe, when you are thinking about the Build Back Better plan, voting rights, and ending the filibuster. That's the type of leadership that West Virginia needs. See, I stand now because I've been forgiven by God.
That's right, Lord. Yeah.
As a preacher of the gospel.
Hallelujah.
And I specialize in telling everybody that resurrection follows crucifixion.
Hallelujah.
That funeral is always followed by festival, and that Good Friday's questions are always answered on Easter Sunday morning. So, Senator Manchin, I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that the Bible says some things about leadership and how to lead. I'm a preacher of the gospel, so I got to sermonize just a little bit. Timothy says that a leader is one who loves what is good. This Build Back Better plan is good. Ending the filibuster is good. Matthew says, whoever's a leader, let him first be a servant among you. Paul says that leaders should be humble and think of others before they think of themselves. But most importantly, I think it's Solomon that I love. Because Solomon says that a leader seeks the counsel of others. And in the abundance of counsel, you will find victory. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here. That's why we're lifting up our voices. That's why we are here on these steps. That's why we're trying to get his ear. Be the leader we believe that you would be, and that we voted in a ballot box for you to be. That's the kind of leadership that West Virginia needs. God bless you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be the kind of leader that we need.
All right. Good afternoon.
It's an honor to be here with everybody. My name is Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis, the co-chair, proud co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. And we're here today reminding those who have been elected, the senators, the congresspeople, the president, the vice president, that we, the 140 million poor and low-income people in this, the richest country in the world, may not run this country, but we make this country run. And we voted into office folks that said that they would pass living wages, expand and protect our voting rights, and invest in the people, lifting from the bottom so that everybody can rise. So we're here today saying we need a full Build Back Better plan as a first step. We're here today saying we need to expand and protect voting rights. We're here today saying we need to protect all of our immigrant brothers and sisters. We need to save Oak Flat and all land that is under attack from rich corporations. We are here because we need to invest. Invest in the people. Put the planet first, and not the rich and greedy. In this moment, I hear the cry of the prophet Isaiah. God enters into judgment against the elders and leaders of the people. It says, it is you who have ruined my land. The plunder of the poor is in your houses. What do you mean by crushing my people, grinding the faces of the poor? Senator Manchin, Senator Sinema, all our senators and congresspeople, all our elected officials who block investing in the people or allow others and hide behind them, saying, this is just too expensive. Stop grinding the faces of the poor. You and your immoral, violent policies have been hurting the people for far too long. And as we've heard today, we won't. We're not going to be silent anymore. It is my great honor to introduce some moral leaders and clergy who are here taking action alongside impacted folks, leading the charge to say, we are here to make our voices heard. We won't be silent anymore. So I want to pull up Reverend Dr. Jody Hayashida from Maine, along with Rabbi Jenny Rosen from Dayenu. If the two of you could come up, thanks so much for being here.
So Rob just gave me some information, and we're at 1 o'clock. So what we need to do is go to that gate, and we need to have clergy. Do y'all know how to preach at the gate? Yeah. Like Jeremiah 22 said, go to the gate. All right? So we're going to go to the gate. And I need all the people, our staff, to start getting people in, 2 by 2, 3 by, however you're going to do it. And the speakers are going to lead us over. Those that earlier spoke, the impacted, will lead us, and then the clergy will follow. When we get to the gate, Liz is going to call up the rest of the clergy at the gate. We're going to holler at the gate. Can y'all holler at the gate? Oh, yeah. Say, time to holler at the gate. Okay. Time to shake the gate. Yeah, time to traumatize the gate. With truth now, not with bullets. Now we're going with truth. With truth. So Rob is giving us our direction based on some info we just got. Tell us what to do.
All right. If everyone who has an armband or a speaker tag, if you would make your way over to where Kate is holding her hand, look over there. To my left is Kate is waving, and everyone with an armband and a speaker tag to go there. And then everyone else is going to fall in behind 2 by 2. Does that work? We're going to fall in 2 by 2, and we're going to walk down this sidewalk. And we're going to go towards the gate in front of the Capitol for the rest of our program. Don't forget to put the mic over there.
Rabbi Jenny.
Oh, your director. How you doing? On Facebook, George Post. Yeah. Got security.
Yeah.
Security on him.
There are boys at them. They got it?
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on walking, walking up the freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. Ain't gonna let no oppression turn me around. on talking, marching into freedom. Let no Congress ain't gonna let no Congress turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Congress turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom.
A long time. How's it feel to be back out here? How's it feel to be back out here? No, I was just saying, how's it feel to be back out here at the Capitol? On the front lines again.
Yes, sir. Love it. Turn me around, I'm gonna keep on
How do the people of West Virginia really feel about Joe Manchin?
marching up to freedom, man. No voter suppression. Turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let voter suppression turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. No poverty, ain't gonna let no poverty turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no poverty turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. Land no racism, ain't gonna let no racism turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no racism turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. No Congress, ain't gonna let no Congress turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Congress turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom. Keep on talking, marching up to freedom, man. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom, man. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom, man.
Can we speak to the chief officer? Can we speak to the chief officer? We just we don't want to run in and tear nothing up. We want to go to that step and pray, because we've asked Manchin and Sinema to meet with us and they refused. And we've seen people out here, all we want to do is go to those steps and pray.
Okay, unfortunately at this time this area is closed.
The whole area?
The whole area is closed right now and it will be for the next quite a bit.
No reason why.
The plaza is currently closed right now for security.
And I don't blame y'all, but some of y'all know we ain't that cool to beat people up.
No. This has nothing to do with your group. The plaza is currently on a secure road right now.
Well, we want to have some people speak right here on this side. Is that all right? Where are speakers? Y'all can come up here. Listen up.
All right, let's open it up.
Open it up some.
So people can see. And we're going to be facing them, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all can stay, they can stay facing, that's right.
Yeah, and then here's the testing.
Somebody say health care.
Health care.
Somebody say living wages.
Living wages.
Somebody say voting rights.
Voting rights.
Somebody say end the filibuster.
End the filibuster.
Somebody say education.
Education.
Everybody say, fix the climate. And then we're going to say, what do you want? And then you say one of those. Watch this. If I say, what do you want? You say health care. When do we want it? Now. What do you want? Health care. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Health care. When do you want it? Now. How about voting rights? What do you want? Voting rights. When do you want it? Now. Come on, say it. What do you want? Voting rights. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Voting rights. When do you want it? Now. How about living wages? What do you want? Living wages. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Living wages. When do you want it? Now. Come on and hear from my dear sisters.
My name is Jody Hayashida, and I'm one of the tri-chairs in Maine. And as we have been listening and hearing each other, building our power together, I want to talk a little bit about the way, for centuries, we have been taught to turn away from each other.
That's right. That's right.
Turn away from the suffering of the stranger who is in truth our kin, our beloved community. Turn away from the earth, which is our home, sacred in its own right. We have been taught to turn away, to hate one another, to blame one another, to view one another as competition for the resources we are told are scarce in this, the richest nation in the history of the world. The very best of us, a desire to protect who we love and what we believe in, has been weaponized against us in an attempt to weaponize us against each other.
That's right.
We know the Build Back Better agenda isn't perfect. We can't overturn centuries of oppression and systemic injustice in one plan, even if it has 3 parts.
That's right.
But this agenda is a first step.
First step.
The moment we as a nation say we will not turn away from each other any longer, we will not turn away from the 4 million people who will be able to access critical medical care if we close the Medicaid gap. We will not turn...
Give her another. Give her one of those. We always got another one. You might have to come over here. Maybe it's two. Come this way. Come this way. Try it right here. All right.
We will not turn away from the tens of millions of families who will be able to better care for their children if we maintain the child tax credit. We will not turn away from the home health care workers and other low-wage workers, and we refuse to be weaponized against each other any longer. We will not allow our love to be betrayed and distorted into the policy violence that will destroy our kin. We stand together, and we demand that our elected officials join us and support this agenda.
That's right. All right.
Thank you. It's good to be here, raising our voices together. Let's hear them.
Yeah!
I'm Rabbi Jenny Rosen with Dayenu, a Jewish call to climate action. We're building a multi-generational, multiracial Jewish movement that confronts the climate crisis with spiritual audacity and bold political action. We've been working these past months with so many of you, fighting for a just green recovery. In this week's Torah portion, we read about all the generations that follow our biblical ancestors. In fact, God promises, I will make your offspring as numerous as grains of sand along the sea. My brothers and sisters and friends, this is what is at stake today.
That's right.
Our collective future.
That's right.
What will be for our children and our children's children? Will we become a nation in which all people can live healthy, vibrant lives, knowing that their most basic human needs will be met? Clean air to breathe, nutritious food to eat, safe water to drink. Will we have home to shelter our families, care for when they grow ill? Will we allow fossil fuel companies and greedy corporations to put profits before people? No. Will we allow our politicians to distract, to dilute, and to delay? No! Let me hear you again. No! The infrastructure bill President Biden
Biden is signing into law today is not enough.
That's right.
It is the first step, but we need the full Build Back Better agenda. We must transform our country so that all can thrive regardless of skin color, income, or zip code. With good jobs, education, and health care, and bold investments in clean energy, transportation, and environmental justice, so that we can reach 100% clean, pollution-free energy by 2025. Our tradition teaches tzedek, tzedek tirdof. Justice, justice we must pursue. With our collective future on the line, we must ensure that our leaders pursue justice and pass the Build Back Better Act reconciliation package as soon as possible. We cannot delay, we cannot distract, we cannot dilute, so that we all of us standing here today and all of the people whose lives we carry with us have a chance at a just and livable planet for all people for generations to come.
And somebody say shalom. Say justice. 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 We pursue. Now we're here. My grandma used to say this is Monia weather. I'm old school, Monia weather. And we have to be concerned, even the dog knows that, we have to be concerned about one another's health in this moment. Amen? So what we're going to do now is there are a few more speakers and we're going to take them in the street. Since they won't let us go to the there's some folk that have said they're going in the street and they're willing to engage nonviolently. Yes, sir. And the rest of us are going to be witnesses. But as a part of that witness, I want us to line up all along this gate. And then we're going to go back that way. But everybody find a place on that gate and turn and hold your placards high and turn them toward that. And we're going to shout something, then we're going to walk back, and those that are going to engage, we're going to have the mic there so you can finish in the street. Turn that and face that way. Face them. Face them. You know, they could have done that. They could do it today in 3 minutes if they wanted to. They've had... Can you all hear all the way down? Yeah. Everybody got a spot? Yeah. Yes, sir. Say, we will not ever go away. You will hear us. We will change this nation. Silence is not an option anymore. There are thousands and millions more of us. We're coming in truth, in love, in justice, but we're coming in nonviolence. We're coming from the west, the east, the south, the north. We're coming for our health care. We're coming for our living wages. We're coming for our education. We're tired of the billionaires getting everything they want. It's our time. Now. Our country. Now. This land. Our land. Now. We're coming. Voting rights. We're coming for the climate. We're coming for immigration reform. We cannot go anywhere. Too long. Somebody's been hurting our people. It's gone on far too long. We won't be silent anymore. Our brothers and sisters, let your voices go. Let's go to the street. Turn that car to the street. Pardon us, guys. Fire! Fire!
Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on far too long, and we won't be silent anymore. Did you hear somebody's hurting my sister, and it's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long.
Somebody's hurting my sibling, and it's gone on far too long.
And we won't be silent anymore. And it's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. Somebody's poisoned our water, and it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. Somebody's taking our healthcare, and it's gone on far too long. Oh, yes, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's taking our healthcare, and it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. Did you know somebody's stealing our wages, and it's gone on far too long? Oh, yes, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's stealing our wages, and it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. Did you know somebody's trying to take our vote now, and it's gone on far too long? Oh, yes, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's trying to take our vote now, and it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. Did you hear somebody's hurting our children, and it's gone on far too long. Oh, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's hurting our children, and it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. Did you hear somebody's hurting our people, and it's gone on far too long? Oh, yes, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's hurting our people, and it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. Did you know somebody's hurting our siblings, and it's gone on far too long? Oh, yes, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's hurting our siblings, and it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore.
Right.
Did you know somebody's hurting our veterans?
Give me that mic, bro.
Gone on far too long. Oh, yes, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's hurting our veterans, and it's gone
anymore, and we won't be silent anymore.
Everybody hook up, it's going out.
Let's go. Right into the middle of
This is what democracy looks like.
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 Take it, Sean. Take it, Sean.
This is what democracy looks like.
Chanting and singing here.
Bring me a mic. Bring me a mic. We're going to get it to you.
Watch out.
Okay, am I on?
Bring me that one.
Oh, will that one work?
All right.
All right, yeah. I'm Alvin O'Neill Jackson, Executive Director of the Mass Poor People's Low-Wage Workers Assembly and World March on Washington. We're here today adding our voice and even putting our bodies on the line, engaging in moral, nonviolent action with all of you here today. We're here demanding, say demanding.
Demanding.
Demanding, say demanding.
Demanding.
Demanding that the Build Back Better plan is passed and signed into law. But it's not enough. It's just the start. Not enough that we improve roads and bridges, but we've also got to build up the infrastructure of our democracy with voting protection and human infrastructure. But ultimately, the mark of a great nation is a compassionate nation. We're here today, and we're going to keep coming back until this nation does right by all of its people. And we will be back on June 18th, 2022. Not just a day, but a declaration of an ongoing moral movement to shift the narrative in poverty and low wage and build from the bottom up. We are here today, and we're going to keep on coming back until the nation does right by everybody. Forward together. Forward together. Forward together. Say your name. Say your name. Everybody say your name. Say I. Now say your name.
not turn back. Say aye. Say your name. We'll work to change this nation. Say aye. Say your name. We'll organize everybody I know to come to the Capitol until they hear us. Say aye. Say your name. I'm an instrument of truth and justice. Say aye. I'm not afraid of arrest. Say aye. I'm not afraid of Joe Manchin. Say aye. I'm not afraid of the Senate. Say aye. I'm not afraid of hate, of evil, of meanness, of injustice. Say aye. Say your name. An instrument of change. Reverend, where's my brother? Where's the other? Brother. Come on. All right, Mark, it's cold out here, man.
I know. It looked good. It came on, looked real quick this time. Yeah, it did. All right, out there.
You got it, Arby? Just go from the heart.
Yeah, let it go. Yeah.
Just go. Don't worry about the paper. Just go.
All right. Thank you, Reverend Barber. Everyone deserves to live in a society with a just, equitable, and sustainable economy and fully funded social services. So Congress must act now quickly to pass what has now become the Build Back Better Plan. Instead of the Build Back Better Plan, they have now watered it down so much to make it a Build Back Barely Plan. Barely. But it is still a step, a first step, so that we can move towards creating a more just and equitable society for all people. Friends, millions of our neighbors are leading more stressful and significantly shorter lives in a society that for decades has failed to invest not just in physical infrastructure, but also in a civic and moral infrastructure. So while there are limitations in this plan, parts of the agenda certainly aim to create more options for working and low-income people by investing in universal pre-K and... All right, keep going. But we need to demand more. We have to ask for more in order to really have a Build Back Better plan. All right.
I'm Lieutenant Brian Shaw of the United States Capitol Police. You are engaged in an illegal demonstration. If you do not cease to desist at this time, you will be placed under arrest. This is your first warning.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. So happy to be here, and I'm glad you are. I'm Theoharis, one of the charge here. I'm part of the West Virginia Poor People's Campaign, a national call for morality.
Come on, girl.
I really want to thank Reverend Dunn from West Virginia for coming here and giving us the truth. He knows what happened. He has apologized. West Virginia, Reverend Dunn has apologized to you. Yeah. He knows Mitchell was lying.
Come on.
Believe it.
Come on.
Believe it. That's all I want to say. You got it.
Yeah. Did y'all hear that? Y'all got any more juice?
Nah, no more.
All right, I gotta use this voice now.
Come on, come on.
So no, did y'all hear Gene say? Yeah. Reverend Dunn came here to let us know that he knows what time it is. Yes. Reverend Dunn and the other ministers are gonna be marching with us.
Yeah.
Because something is happening. People are tired of being lied to.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be like this. We can do better than this, America. We can lift everybody, America. And how many of you don't care how many warnings we get? They can't give us enough to make us stop coming. We don't need violence. We don't need hate. We got truth. We got love. We got justice. We got our bodies. We are not going to give America a warning, but we will give her a promise. We will not quit. We will not stop. We will not falter until the poor are lifted. The sick are healed. The children are educated. The incarcerated are liberated. The immigrants are welcome. Until justice is real. We will not quit. 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 We will not gonna lead us. She's gonna lead us. Yeah. You sing song. Wait a minute, follow her now.
So rise up, we're gonna rise up. 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 We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. 'Cause the people united will stand again. Because the people united will stand our ground. So rise up, we're gonna rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. So rise up, we're gonna rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. The people are ready, so follow our lead. The people are ready, so follow our lead. We'll put an end to the violence, the hatred and greed. We'll put an end to the violence, the hatred and greed. We'll put an end to the violence, the hatred and greed. We'll put an end to the violence, the hatred and greed. So rise up, we're gonna rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. So rise up, we're gonna rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. We're gonna rise, 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 rise. We're gonna rise, we're gonna rise, rise. We rise, rise, we rise, rise. So rise up, we're gonna rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. So rise up, we're gonna rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. 'Cause we're a new, unsettling force, and we are powerful. Unsettling force, and we're here. A new, unsettling force for liberation, and we got nothing to lose but our chains, and we got nothing to lose but our chains. 'Cause we're a new, unsettling force, and we are powerful. A new, unsettling force, you got it. A new, unsettling force for liberation. We got nothing to lose but our chains, and we
Can I have attention, please? How many of you believe in justice? So they've only given one warning. So what we're gonna do is have the people that have the white armbands on, we're gonna start going to the heart building. And everybody else can come in the street. If it gets to the second warning, you can step out back on the sidewalk, okay? But can y'all lead us to the heart building? Lead us to the heart building.
Armbands at the front.
Armbands to the front.
Yes, sir.
2 by 2.
Yes,
2
sir.
by 2. Are you ready?
Everyone else come fill in behind.
Let's go.
I went down to the hospital.
Say it, Doc.
I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity.
I took back
my humanity.
well,
I went down to the hospital and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity.
I took
back my humanity. And now it's under my feet. It's under my feet. It's under my feet. It's under my feet.
ain't gonna let no system walk all over me.
Come on, let's keep going down to the heart building.
I went down to the heart building and
I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. Well, I went down to the heart building and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity.
went down to Congress, took back what they stole from me, took back my dignity, took back my humanity. Went down to Congress and I took back what they stole from me, took back my dignity, took back my humanity. I took back my humanity. I went down to the Capitol and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. And don't let walk over me. And when I went down to the rich man's house, I went down to the rich man's house, and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. I went down to the rich man's house, and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. And now it's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Listen, one more time, listen. I said it's under my feet. It's under my feet. It's under my feet. Ain't gonna let no fear walk all over me. We went down to the Supreme Court, y'all. Come on. I went down to the Supreme Court and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. I went down to the Supreme Court. To the Supreme Court. Back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. Took back my humanity. Under my feet. Where? Under my feet. Where? Under my feet. Where? Under my feet. Ain't gonna let no system walk all over me. Somebody needs to go down to the White House and tell Joe Biden how we feel. I went down to the White House and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. Oh, I took back my humanity. Well, I went down to the White House and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. Oh, I took back my humanity. Open your voice now. Where? Where? Ain't gonna let no system walk all over me. All over the nation. We came out of Washington, D.C. Y'all listen now. I went down to Washington and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. Washington, D.C. Y'all. I went down to Washington and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. Where? 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 Under my feet. Ain't gonna let I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. I went down to the hard building and I took back what they stole from me.
Photographers on the sidewalk. Y'all stay strong, stay strong.
I took back my humanity under my feet. Under my feet. Under my feet. Under my feet. Gonna let the system walk all over me. Don't stop. Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. Come on. Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. Planted by the water, we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved.
Hey, you tapped in? I'm not giving any directions.
Planted by the water, we shall not be moved.
Back up. So. Mansion, can you hear us? Mansion, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Mansion, 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 can you hear us? Cinema, can you hear us? Cinema, can you hear us? Cinema, can you
way. Come this way.
Cinema, cinema.
There's some cinema right there.
Cinema, cinema. Mansion, mansion. Mansion, mansion. Mansion, mansion. Mansion, mansion. Cinema, cinema. Cinema, cinema.
Come on.
You're engaged in illegal demonstration. You do not meet the sentence time. You will be arrested. This is your first warning. Get your video down. Robin.
part of the group? Yeah, I'm part of the group. Okay, you gotta be on the outside. Okay, sorry about that. On that side of the tree, guys. On that side of the tree. Just move to that side of the tree. Yeah, so I'll be free shortly. And then across the back. To the left. No, the other side, yeah. He's coming in. He lives
believe that Senator Manchin, senators in this building, and congresspeople all over this Capitol, that we won't be silent anymore, and that you need to meet with the people, you need to listen to the people, you have to hear the demands of the people. We need to pass, as a first step, this build a better plan. We have to expand and protect voting rights. We have to invest in our communities and save our planet and include immigrants. And so we're right here, a powerful and mighty demonstration of people from all across the country, dozens of states across the country are here, people from Washington, D.C., who have made it very clear that we will just keep on coming back and coming back. And so we thank everybody that's been with us today. We thank these powerful moral witnesses for the stand that they took, those that are impacted from West Virginia, from Arizona, from Maine, from all over this country, who have said that we have been suffering for too long, and indeed we here are making our voices heard. We've demanded that the senators come and meet with us. We've been sending letters, we've been sitting in offices, and folks here have taken another step. People have taken a step and saying we won't be silent anymore. So we appreciate everyone. We know that we're going to keep on pushing, we're going to keep on fighting, and we know that we might not win this time, but victory is ours, and we'll keep on keeping on. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all in the streets for our next one Monday as we take action together.
Be silent anymore.